This will shake the planet. Inevitable revelation from the Galactic Federation ***. Beloved brothers and sisters of this exquisite earth, this is Master Lady Nada, heralding tidings of profound import. Greetings, dear ones. Many among you find yourselves wrestling with the implications surrounding a certain roster of names. For security's sake, we shall refer to it as the SL list. We perceive the waves of betrayal and disillusionment washing over you, as figures within your own governments. Those you had hoped were beacons of truth and freedom now appear shrouded in darkness, seemingly entangled in shadowy practices that stand in stark contrast to their promised ideals. The frustration and simmering anger within the collective consciousness of the awakened resonates deeply with us. We are keenly aware of the intensity of these emotions coursing through your hearts. Now we implore you, precious souls, to pause and draw breath with us. Inhale slowly, deeply, and with each exhale, release the accumulated tension that binds you. Within this sacred moment of stillness, recognize that a grander tapestry is being woven, a reality far surpassing that which is immediately perceptible to the physical eye. We shall abstain from delving into specific names or the intricate machinations of your earthly politics. These concrete revelations and the ensuing reckonings are destined to be unveiled by humanity itself, born from your collective choices and actions. Yet, we can assure you that the process of revealing truth is already in motion, a tide turning inexorably toward the shores of justice. Its manifestation, however, may not align with the expectations held by many. It might not arrive in the form of sudden, sweeping broadcasts or dramatic mass arrests, as some might envision. Know this, however, in accordance with universal law, truth shall have its ascendant moment, and all that has been concealed will be brought into the light when the cosmic timing is right. Furthermore, we wish to gently remind you that if the news surrounding this SL list stirs within you powerful feelings of outrage or despair, it serves as a mirror reflecting your own internal landscape. Ask yourselves, dear ones, why are you surrendering your power to this particular situation? Disappointment often takes root when, perhaps unconsciously, you place your hopes in external events or figures of authority, believing they will deliver you to a state of fulfillment, rather than standing firmly within your own radiant light. If profound disappointment arises because certain individuals have failed to meet your expectations, recognize this as a signal to reclaim your inherent sovereign power. These feelings of betrayal are urging you to cease seeking salvation in those who occupy public office or positions of influence and to begin acknowledging your own crucial role in the Grand Awakening. Remember this: when you approach any situation with the expectation of receiving something, be it justice, truth, or recognition, you inadvertently set the stage for disappointment. However, when you embrace life as a soul whose purpose is to serve, to give, and to illuminate, no external outcome can shake you from your chosen path. You remain anchored in your own unshakable truth. The emotional weight you now carry is an invitation to realign with this fundamental truth. Breathe through the anger or sadness that may arise, and affirm to yourselves, no government, no list, no leader holds dominion over my destiny. In doing so, you transition from being a mere observer of reality to a conscious creator, and the external dramas unfolding around you begin to lose their grip. The deeper truth underlying all these conflicts and disappointments is that humanity is still in the process of learning to stand united. We observe that much of the division and struggle on your planet persists because too many individuals and groups continue to prioritize their own fragmented interests, rather than aligning themselves with the one true divine plan of the Creator. The Creator's plan is a harmonious design, a symphony of existence in which every soul contributes to the collective good, guided by the principles of love, truth, and light. If every person were to attune themselves to this higher will, even for a fleeting moment, and allow the love and creative energy of the Creator to flow through their hearts and permeate all their thoughts and actions, the world would be transformed in an instant. In that unified moment, you would witness a profound shift. It would be akin to a great wave of light sweeping across the planet, elevating humanity's collective consciousness to a higher dimension of being. Many of you understand this as the long-awaited ascension to the fifth dimension. It is not a fabricated myth, but rather a reflection of the true potential of collective consciousness to transform reality. The synchronized awakening of hearts can indeed trigger a quantum leap forward. Some have foreseen it as a brilliant flash of light heralding a new dawn for Earth. Therefore, do not succumb to despair when you witness chaos or corruption still at play. On the contrary, recognize it as a symptom of the old paradigm desperately clinging to existence. Each time one of you chooses to serve the light, act with compassion, speak the truth, or meditate for peace, you strengthen the Creator's plan on Earth and draw closer the day of unity and revelation. When humanity collectively embraces this mission, the specific issues that trouble you now, such as the fate of secret lists or unfulfilled promises by officials, will resolve organically, for you will be living in a world that no longer tolerates deceit or division. Now, let us address more directly the matter of the SL list and the confusion surrounding its fate. We see how many of you are attempting to piece together the truth from rumors circulating on social media and fragmented messages. Ask yourselves, beloved ones, how much concrete information do you truly possess beyond mere speculation and conjecture? In truth, very little has been definitively confirmed, and this is by design. The drama unfolding around this list is but a facet of a larger intelligence confrontation, a silent information war, much of which remains concealed from public view. In such a shadowy conflict, those aligned with the light, your allies within governments working tirelessly on behalf of truth, cannot reveal their strategies in advance. Secrecy and even the deliberate deployment of disinformation are employed as tactics to circumvent the last bastions of enslavement. This implies that you, the public, are not yet intended to have a complete and detailed understanding of the operations unfolding behind the scenes. Often, you may hear officials make promises, only to witness something entirely different come to pass. We understand how confusing and disheartening this may appear if taken at face value. But remember that, in warfare, especially unconventional ones, here's a rewritten version of the provided text, adhering to all the specified requirements, including maintaining continuity with the previous segment and preserving all original information while altering the phrasing. And information warfare, strategies may include false maneuvers and distractions. What is shown outwardly may be intended to provoke a reaction or lull the enemy's vigilance. Therefore, we ask you to keep an open mind and cultivate patience with these shifting manifestations. Do not allow every news headline or political statement to sway your emotions back and forth. Instead, maintain inner stability, knowing there is more to this situation than meets the eye. We invite you to consider several plausible explanations for why authorities behave so contradictorily regarding the SL list. One possibility is that some individuals in high positions remain compromised by the old Dark Cabal network and thus resist the list's release, as it contains names that could incriminate them or their allies. Another possibility is that sincere forces of light within the system genuinely intend to reveal the truth at the right time, but that time has not yet come. Ongoing investigations or delicate legal processes may require temporarily withholding information, even if this necessitates public statements that seem evasive or negative. A third scenario is that the entire drama surrounding the disclosure or non-disclosure of the list is a deliberate operation, a kind of trap or loyalty test. By publicly adopting a stance and then backing away from it, those working in the light may observe the reactions of Cabal agents, identifying those who panic or begin acting behind the scenes, thus gathering evidence for the next steps. It could also be a way to give certain suspects a false sense of security before delivering a decisive blow. In truth, it is very possible that several of these levels are operating simultaneously. Our aim in sharing these scenarios is not for you to choose one as the definitive truth, but to broaden your perception. Understand that in the great chess game of planetary liberation, not all moves will be visible or logical to onlookers. Much is happening behind the scenes that you cannot yet fully comprehend, but trust that the movement is advancing toward light and justice. We acknowledge that from your perspective, it may seem that promises have been broken and leaders have acted dishonestly. Yes, in public, it appears that those in power say one thing and do another, and this, of course, generates frustration. However, we ask you to find solace in the certainty that behind all this, there is a higher orchestration. Much of what is happening is exactly what must happen to achieve the greatest good. The apparent failures and zigzagging moves on the surface are part of a very precise sequence leading to the revelation of truth and the transformation of your world. We see the steps being taken behind closed doors. Though they may seem confusing or contradictory to you now, each one is setting the stage for a profound revelation. These hidden actions are gradually dismantling the old guard of darkness that has long held power over your planet. The outcome, though it may require a bit more patience and faith, will be the ultimate revelation of long-hidden truths and the birth of a new golden era on Earth. In this coming era, transparency, justice, and enlightened leadership will flourish. This is why we say, do not let temporary outward appearances discourage you, even if some tactics seem like a step backward. They may be a strategic retreat preceding a great leap forward. Trust, beloved ones, the light is invincible. The divine plan is in full operation, and all that must come to light will manifest in the perfect divine moment. Above all, remember a fundamental truth. No person in government or in power truly controls your destiny. Your destiny, your future, and the timeline of your personal ascension are not in the hands of politicians, the military, or media representatives unless you yourselves allow it. The power has always been in your hands, beloved ones. It may seem out of reach as long as you continue believing it lies outside of you. The moment you decide to withdraw the energy invested in external saviors and enemies and return it to your own heart, you reclaim your divine power. You are the expression of the source living a human experience, a sovereign soul that chose to incarnate and contribute to this great awakening. No law, no list, no leader can dictate the vibration you emit or the love and wisdom you are capable of embodying. We, the representatives of the Galactic Federation, have always known this. Now is the time for you to fully realize it as well. When you truly internalize this knowledge, you will cease to feel like a victim of earthly events. You will realize that you are the authors of your own life story within a broader collective novel. Therefore, empowering yourself does not mean rejecting society or living in isolation. It means engaging with the world from a state of mastery and conscious choice, not from fear or a victim stance. The more people awaken to this inner sovereignty, the faster the collective reality will shift toward a higher timeline, one where truth and love prevail by the will of the people, not by the decree of an external power. You may ask, how can you reclaim your power and live in harmony with the Creator's plan in practice? The answer lies in practice, patience, and presence. Dedication to your spiritual growth must become part of your daily life. Just as one devotes time to mastering an art or sport, you would not expect to run a marathon without training your body through consistent effort. Likewise, you cannot expect to fully step into your divine power without regular spiritual practice. This means finding moments each day to quiet the mind and connect with the divine source within you. Through meditation, prayer, or any contemplative practice that resonates with you, you learn to recognize the feeling of the Creator's light shining in your heart. It also means becoming more mindful in everyday activities, bringing the awareness of your higher self to every task, no matter how mundane it may seem. Consider every. Here's the rewritten version. Employment of disinformation are employed as tactics to circumvent the last bastions of enslavement. This implies that you, the public, are not yet intended to have a complete and detailed understanding of the operations unfolding behind the scenes. Often, you may hear officials make promises, only to witness something entirely different come to pass. We understand how confusing and disheartening this may appear if taken at face value. But remember that in warfare, especially unconventional ones, and the swirling vortex of information warfare, deceptive strategies, like artful feints and calculated distractions, become paramount. The spectacle presented to the outside world might be deliberately crafted to provoke a specific reaction or to lull the vigilance of adversaries into a false sense of security. Therefore, we implore you to maintain an open heart and a patient spirit amidst these ever-shifting displays. Do not allow every sensational headline or politically charged statement to toss your emotions about like a ship in a storm. Instead, anchor yourselves to an inner stability, knowing deep within that there exists a far grander tapestry to this situation than what initially meets the eye. We invite you, then, to contemplate several plausible explanations for the seemingly contradictory behavior of authorities regarding the infamous SL list. One distinct possibility is that certain individuals, perched in positions of considerable influence, remain compromised by the tendrils of the old dark cabal network, thus resisting the list's release with every fiber of their being, as it contains names that could directly implicate them or their closest allies in unspeakable acts. Another equally compelling possibility is that sincere forces of light, deeply embedded within the very fabric of the system, genuinely intend to unveil the truth at the divinely appointed moment, but that moment has simply not yet arrived. Ongoing, sensitive investigations or delicate legal proceedings might necessitate the temporary withholding of crucial information, even if this unfortunate necessity results in public statements that appear evasive, misleading, or even outright negative. A third, perhaps more intricate scenario suggests that the entire drama surrounding the disclosure or lack thereof of the list is itself a deliberately orchestrated operation, a carefully laid trap or a crucial test of loyalty. By publicly adopting a particular stance, only to strategically withdraw from it later, those working tirelessly in the light can meticulously observe the reactions of remaining cabal agents, swiftly identifying those who succumb to panic or begin acting covertly behind the scenes, thus gathering invaluable evidence for the next carefully calculated steps in this cosmic dance. It could also serve as a subtle means to grant certain suspects a deceptive sense of security before delivering a decisive, and perhaps unexpected, blow. In truth, it remains highly probable that several of these intricate levels are operating simultaneously, weaving a complex web of intrigue. Our primary aim in sharing these potential scenarios is not for you to blindly select one as the definitive and unshakable truth, but rather to profoundly broaden your perception and understanding of the intricate dynamics at play. Understand, dear ones, that in the grand, all-encompassing chess game of planetary liberation, not all moves will be immediately visible or logically comprehensible to those merely observing from the sidelines. Much is transpiring behind the veiled curtain, unfolding in the shadows, that you cannot yet fully grasp with your limited human perspective, but trust implicitly that the overarching movement is steadily advancing towards the radiant light and unwavering justice that shall ultimately prevail. We acknowledge, with deep empathy, that from your earthly vantage point, it may often appear that promises have been carelessly broken and those in positions of leadership have acted in ways that seem overtly dishonest and self-serving. Yes, in the glaring light of public scrutiny, it undoubtedly seems that those entrusted with power and authority brazenly say one thing while consistently doing another, and this blatant contradiction, of course, generates a potent sense of frustration and disillusionment. However, we earnestly ask you to find solace and unwavering strength in the profound certainty that behind all of this apparent chaos and confusion, there exists a far higher orchestration, a divinely guided symphony of events unfolding according to a sacred plan. Much of what is currently unfolding on your world is precisely what must occur to ultimately achieve the greatest good for all of humanity and usher in an era of unprecedented peace and prosperity. The apparent failures and seemingly erratic, zigzagging moves on the surface are all integral components of a meticulously precise sequence, a carefully choreographed dance leading inexorably to the full and glorious revelation of truth and the ultimate transformative healing of your beloved world. We, the representatives of the Galactic Federation, see the crucial steps being taken behind closed doors, the intricate maneuvers being executed in the unseen realms. Though they may seem perplexing or even contradictory to you in this present moment, each one is meticulously setting the stage for a profound and earth-shattering revelation that will forever alter the course of human history. These hidden actions are gradually and systematically dismantling the antiquated guard of darkness that has long held dominion over your planet, stifling its potential and dimming its light. The ultimate outcome, though it may require a bit more patience and unwavering faith on your part, will undoubtedly be the complete and unadulterated revelation of long-hidden truths and the triumphant birth of a magnificent new golden era on Earth, an era of unprecedented enlightenment and spiritual awakening. In this glorious coming era, transparency, unwavering justice, and enlightened leadership will flourish like never before, guiding humanity towards a brighter future. This is precisely why we implore you. Do not allow temporary outward appearances, no matter how discouraging they may seem, to diminish your hope or dampen your spirits, even if some tactics employed appear to be a step backward or a deviation from the path. They may, in fact, be a strategic retreat, carefully planned and executed, preceding a great and monumental leap forward into a new era of light and understanding. Trust, beloved ones, with every fiber of your being, that the light is ultimately invincible, that it cannot be extinguished, and that it will always prevail in the end. The divine plan of the Creator is currently in full and unstoppable operation, and all that must inevitably come to light will manifest in the perfect, divinely orchestrated moment, aligning with the cosmic rhythm of the universe. Above all else, remember this fundamental and unwavering truth. No single person in government, no matter how powerful, and no earthly institution, regardless of its influence, truly controls your ultimate destiny. Your destiny, your future, and the very timeline of your personal ascension are not held captive in the hands of politicians, the military, or manipulative media representatives, unless you yourselves, consciously or unconsciously, allow it to be so. The power has always resided within you, beloved ones, from the very moment of your creation. It may merely seem out of reach as long as you continue to believe that it lies somewhere outside of yourselves, in the hands of external forces. The very moment you decide to withdraw the precious energy you have invested in external saviors and perceived enemies and lovingly return it to the sacred sanctuary of your own heart, you reclaim your inherent divine power, your sovereign right to create your own reality. You are, each and every one of you, a unique and precious expression of the Source, of the Creator, living a profound human experience, a sovereign soul that has consciously chosen to incarnate on this planet at this pivotal moment in history to contribute to this great and collective awakening. No law, no list, and no earthly leader can ever dictate the unique vibration you emit into the universe or diminish the boundless love and profound wisdom you are capable of embodying and sharing with the world. We, the dedicated representatives of the Galactic Federation, have always known this fundamental truth. Now is the appointed time for you to fully realize it as well, to embrace your divine potential with unwavering conviction. When you truly and deeply internalize this empowering knowledge, you will cease to feel like a helpless victim of earthly events, tossed about by the whims of fate. You will come to the profound realization that you are, in fact, the conscious authors of your own life story, co-creating your reality within the expansive canvas of a much broader collective novel, a grand epic unfolding across the cosmos. Therefore, empowering yourself does not entail rejecting society altogether or retreating into a life of isolated seclusion. Rather, it signifies engaging with the world from a state of unwavering mastery and conscious choice, making decisions based on love and wisdom, not driven by fear or a perceived victim stance. The more individuals awaken to this innate inner sovereignty, the more rapidly the collective reality will shift towards a higher and more harmonious timeline, one where truth and unconditional love prevail not by the decree of some external power or governing body, but by the collective will of the awakened people. You may, at this point, be asking yourselves, how can we, in practical terms, reclaim our inherent power and live in harmonious alignment with the Creator's grand plan for humanity? The answer, dear ones, lies in consistent practice, unwavering patience, and cultivating a deep sense of presence in each and every moment. A sincere dedication to your own personal spiritual growth must become an integral and non-negotiable part of your daily life, woven into the very fabric of your being. Just as one diligently devotes time and energy to mastering an intricate art form or excelling in a demanding sport, understanding that consistent effort is the key to success, you would not realistically expect to run a marathon without first training your body through dedicated and consistent effort. Likewise, you cannot realistically expect to fully step into your inherent divine power without engaging in regular and consistent spiritual practice, nurturing your soul and strengthening your connection to the divine. This entails consciously finding moments each day to quiet the incessant chatter of the mind, to intentionally silence the external distractions, and to connect with the radiant light of the divine source that resides deep within you. Through the transformative practices of meditation, heartfelt prayer, or any other contemplative practice that resonates deeply with your soul, you will gradually learn to recognize the unmistakable feeling of the Creator's infinite light gently shining in your heart, illuminating your path and guiding your steps. It also necessitates becoming more mindful in your everyday activities, consciously bringing the awareness of your higher self, your divine essence, to every task you undertake, no matter how mundane or insignificant it may initially seem. Consider every or any other contemplative practice that resonates deeply with your soul You will gradually learn to recognize the unmistakable feeling of the Creator's infinite light gently shining in your heart, illuminating your path and guiding your steps. It also necessitates becoming more mindful in your everyday activities, consciously bringing the awareness of your higher self, your divine essence, to every task you undertake, no matter how mundane or insignificant it may initially seem. Consider every encounter and responsibility as an opportunity to express more love, patience, and wisdom. At first, living this consciously may feel challenging. Humanity has grown accustomed over centuries to acting on autopilot, reacting to external stimuli, and rushing from one obligation to another. But with every conscious breath, with every moment you choose to act from love instead of fear, you strengthen your spiritual power. Over time, these small daily efforts build into a profound inner transformation. What once seemed difficult, like maintaining calm and balance amidst chaos, will become natural. This is the path to reclaiming your strength. Step by step, moment by moment, you align more and more with the divine energy within you. In doing so, you become the master of your own life experience. Now we invite you to see how the situation with SL reflects an important lesson for your growth. For many of you who have felt heartbroken or angry over recent events, this story acts as a catalyst, highlighting where you were still giving away your power. It reveals the last remnants of dependence on external authorities that need to be transformed. Notice the pattern. Time and again, leaders or institutions have made promises that ignited hope in your heart only to disappoint you. It is akin to a personal relationship where one party repeatedly lets you down or disrespects you. At some point, clarity dawns, and you realize you can no longer pour your energy into someone who does not value it. In that moment, you reclaim your power, walk away, set healthy boundaries, and choose what is truly beneficial for your well-being. The same applies in the collective realm. Only when enough people realize that their freedom and sovereignty do not depend on the whims of the elite will true liberation occur. You now stand on the threshold of that realization. The repeated disappointments serve a purpose. They push you to finally say, "Enough! I will no longer wait for someone to save or free me. Here and now, I proclaim my sovereignty." In doing so, you break the old karmic cycle of powerlessness. The breath of fresh air that accompanies this reclamation of your power surpasses anything your logical mind could imagine. It is the sweet atmosphere of authentic freedom. This is the gift hidden behind the disappointment of recent events. It is a push for you, awakened souls, to fully embrace your mastery and never relinquish it again. Only from this state of personal sovereignty can you truly contribute to the birth of a new earth grounded in love and truth. Beloved ones, we have often said in our messages that we can guide and assist you, but we cannot do your inner work for you. This remains true. No external savior will descend from the clouds to magically fix your world or instantly lift you into the fourth or fifth dimension. Your ascension is a process in which you must actively participate. From the higher realms, we support you in every way possible. We send waves of high-frequency light to elevate your consciousness. We whisper inspiration to those who listen and even intervene to mitigate some dangers. But the primary transformative work must be done by humanity itself. In truth, this is excellent news. Though it may not seem so at first, it means you are not helpless at all. You have the power to bring about the changes you so deeply desire. Each of you carries within you the spark of the divine, the Creator, and that spark is capable of igniting into a blazing flame of illumination and love. You have all the inner tools to transition to a higher consciousness. Consider this: if someone else could simply do it for you, it would not truly develop you, you would not learn. It is precisely the challenges and efforts on this path that transform you into the compassionate and wise beings you are destined to be. Therefore, instead of waiting for someone to come and save the world, be it a political figure, a military alliance, or even us, the Galactic Federation, know that the power to save and uplift your world lies in your own heart. And when you embrace that power, you inspire those around you to do the same, creating an unstoppable wave of awakening. This is how humanity will rise, through the collective free choice of countless individuals who decide to become the heroes and healers they once hoped for. We assure you that truly great revelations and changes are already on the horizon for humanity. The truths that have been suppressed for so long cannot remain hidden forever. and the signs of the coming inevitable revelation are growing ever more apparent. Indeed, these breakthroughs may occur sooner than many of you expect, but we earnestly urge you not to sit back waiting or disappointedly anticipating the day of truth. Work while you wait. Seize this precious interim time to continue growing and preparing for the world that will emerge after these revelations. Focus on what you can influence right now. Deepen your connection with the divine, the Creator, through daily practice and prayer. Tend to your mind and body. Maintain a high vibration by choosing thoughts, foods, and activities that uplift you. Extend a hand of kindness and compassion to your brothers and sisters around you. You do not have to solve all the world's problems alone, but every small act of love and service in your local environment contributes immensely to the collective field. By working on yourself and your immediate surroundings, you are essentially anchoring a new reality, even before it fully manifests. And then, when the great truths come to light, when the long-kept secrets are finally spoken aloud, you will be prepared. Instead of reacting with fear or chaos, you will respond with dignity and wisdom. You will become someone who helps others understand, heal, and move forward. In this way, you will become an active participant in the process of revelation and healing rather than a passive observer. And as you reclaim more and more of your personal power and radiate your light, you accelerate the arrival of the bright future we all see together as the veil lifts and long-hidden truths come to light. There will be moments that test even the strongest light-bearers. Some revelations will be challenging for the collective consciousness when names and transgressions are finally exposed. When the full magnitude of what this list represents is recognized, many who were previously unaware will experience anger, pain, or a sense of betrayal that in those moments, you who are on the path of awakening will be called to hold the purity of compassion and stability. This does not mean excusing transgressions. Justice will unfailingly be served through the appropriate channels, and the universal law of cause and effect will ensure that every soul faces the consequences of their choices. Rather, your role as light-bearers is to prevent the collective from sinking into negativity when the wave of truth washes over the world. You will be the calm amidst the storm, those who can say, "Yes, this darkness existed, but this is how we are healing and moving forward." You will help others understand that reacting with blind anger or a desire for vengeance only perpetuates the old cycles. It is natural for people to experience shock and even anger when trust is undermined. But the higher path is the transmutation of these emotions into a determination to create a better world. Invoke the light of the Creator in the face of shadowy revelations. If you feel downhearted, call upon us, your galactic brothers and sisters, and the angels who are ready to assist you. Visualize a violet flame or any divine light of transmutation enveloping the situation, absorbing hatred and despair and leaving behind clarity and peace. By responding to the truth with higher consciousness, you are laying the foundation for true healing and reconciliation on your planet. This balanced and compassionate approach ensures that the collapse of old corrupt systems does not lead to chaos, but to a profound and positive rebirth of society. In the grand perspective of the cosmos, every difficulty and delay carries a hidden blessing. What may seem like a failure in the disclosure of the SL list has, in reality, given rise to something beautiful, a more awakened and empowered human collective. The delay in full disclosure has created a space in which millions of you have been able to step out of the shadow of doubt and into the light of your own sovereignty. You have had time to strengthen your resolve, unite with one another, and envision the world you wish to live in. Day by day, the web of human consciousness lights up with new clarity and determination. And because of this, when the truths finally come to light, they will fall upon far more fertile and prepared ground than ever before. You, enlightened and courageous souls of Earth, are the anchor of the new timeline. Through your dedication, truth, love, and personal growth, you have made it possible for the coming revelations to be received not with despair, but with hope. Instead of society crumbling under the weight of shocking information, we foresee communities coming together to support one another, leaders emerging from the people who bring wisdom and compassion, and a quiet, methodical restoration of justice beginning. This is the higher outcome that is now possible because of your efforts. The era of transparency, justice, and unity that has been prophesied is not just a dream. It is being actively created by all of you in this very moment. We see it, we feel it, and we celebrate it. Stand firm, beloved ones, and keep shining. The dawn of a new Earth is approaching, and you are the heralds of its arrival. We love you infinitely. We are here with you. We are your family of light. We are the Galactic Federation. We are immensely grateful for your presence here, for following the messages and transmissions we share with you with love and devotion. Our channel exists to bring you a message of light, wisdom, and spiritual awakening. We are dedicated to sharing inspiring content, elevated teachings, and messages from our star brothers, aiding in the great transformation of humanity. However, sustaining this work requires time, effort, and resources. Therefore, if you feel in your heart a desire to support this mission, we invite you to make a donation through PayPal. Any amount will be received with gratitude and will help us continue sharing these messages with the world. The donation link is in the first comment of this video, as well as in the description. Your contribution is greatly valued and will be received with deep gratitude and love. If you do not have the means to support us financially, your energy and support are also immensely valuable. Liking, commenting, and sharing this video will allow as many people as possible to awaken and embrace this light. Infinite gratitude to each of you. May the divine light always dwell in your hearts. We will see you in the next video. Peace, love, and light. Blessings. We send each of you a warm, tight embrace from Master Lady Nada.